Let's just get right into this and start going over the good, then we can go over the bad, and before you know it, this initial reaction to Space Marine 2 will be over. Keep in mind, the bad portion is probably going to get fixed before the full release. Also, if I've missed anything throughout this, tell me and I will try to check it out myself. Alright, back to business. Or I guess, let's start business. Whatever. The big question on everybody's mind is, was the hype train worth it, or did it go right off the rails? Personally, I would go ahead and say yes, it was worth it. This captured that fresh new feel for a shooter that Helldivers originally had, except it's got one notable exception. It plays like a finished game, like something somebody actually meant to create. What I mean by this is nothing feels broken or lopsided. Every detail has been given attention, and the house has an actual foundation under it. This is the structure of something that was meant to go on for a long time into the future. On a gameplay level, it's been one of the most satisfying hack and slash shooters that I've played in a number of years, and I've been playing video games for a long damn time. It is tremendously satisfying to operate. I also have to go ahead and point out the storytelling. Don't worry, there are going to be no spoilers here. The only thing you're seeing in today's video is going to be the tutorial mission. However, I do intend to post a full story playthrough soon, which is going to be labeled as such so you don't accidentally wander into it. Returning to the point at hand, storytelling. If you are knowledgeable about Warhammer, it doesn't sit on subjects for a long time explaining them as if the listener were an idiot. If you know nothing about the matter, there may be words you don't understand, but there's enough context clues all over the place to put everything together. In a word, I would have to say the story here is remarkably palatable, regardless of the knowledge base you have going into it. I might as well go ahead and address the customization while I'm talking about some semblance of historical accuracy. Great detail was paid to these armors in regards to how accurate they are to the lore. However, the same amount of detail was not necessarily paid to the menus. They are initially a little tough to navigate, but this may be a good thing, and here's why. There's a fucking heap of intricately customizable cosmetics to sift through, and there's a ton of loadout slots, so you're able to save your armor sets. You've also got both your armor and weapon paint jobs, patterns, liveries, and accessories at your fingertips. So despite the menus being a little overcomplicated, after you figure it out, there's an ocean of possibilities in front of you. Let me put it this way. There is a ton of good shit, and it's only as complicated as it absolutely needs to be. Look, I figured it out in a couple minutes, and I'm one faceplant away from brain dead, so I'm sure you can do it too. Now, here's the negatives. First one's pretty simple, and you can brush it under the rug easily. The AI teammates they give you kinda suck. Okay, look, they don't kinda suck. They suck. They're bad. They're not good. But they revive you, and that's really all you need them for. Just go ahead and be a one-man army. The bigger issue lies within some technical issues regarding multiplayer. Keep in mind, the game came out today. I have an incredibly small frame of reference right now. I've only been able to play with one other person, and I've had testimony from just a few. There seems to be people having hiccups with server connection. Now, I'm not a betting man, but I would go ahead and place this on a capacity issue. It's just too many people flooding the gates at once, as it were. In any case, it's run by a well-funded studio with a history of big multiplayer titles. We have to assume that they're going to pull things into shape. They can't afford not to. This game has a lot of steam behind it. To flop now would be catastrophic. I expect a day one update on September 9th that straightens out any and all prevailing issues, which is when 99% of the population is going to get access to this game. So for the most part, you don't really have to give a shit about it. I'd say that about wraps us up for the initial impressions. I don't need to sit here and talk your ear off anymore. I can put it as simply as this. They sold us a bill of goods, and I think it's safe to say that they delivered. Apart from the multiplayer hiccups, this game is goddamn fantastic, and I'm going to be playing it for several hundred hours. Yes, the video wasn't incredibly long. I apologize if you were expecting something super big, but the ones in the future most certainly would be. I just have to actually unlock some cosmetics and stuff because, oh boy, I have got some big plans in the works. Just go ahead, wait and see. Also, hop in the Discord if you're old enough, because we're back to gaming, folks. And it's a giant community that doesn't bitch that much like official Discord servers for games. With that being said, thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate you guys as always, and have a good night.